Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kathy. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm going to create this winter or like a holiday type of eyeshadow look. I'm super excited because I've never done this look before. I'm more of like a bronzy, pinkish, glittery type of person. I don't really go towards like bold colors unless it's like brown only. So for today's video, I'm going to be going bold. The two main palettes that I'm going to be using are the HIPDOT, I think this is a Zion palette, and then Carli Bybel's new palette, which is so beautiful and so me. I freaking love her. She's the only YouTuber, I don't want to brag, but she's the only YouTuber that I support in like all her eyeshadows, just because her eyeshadows and her palettes are more towards my type of look. And yeah, so I don't like, you know, going a lot of doing bold colors, but here's the palette. Just want to show you guys. It is so beautiful. I wouldn't really reach out for these colors personally, but these colors right here in the bottom are totally me, and I love the brown, I love the gold, and I love how she adds like a couple of like the shimmer highlight shadows. So I freaking love this palette. Haven't used it and I already love it. So with that being said, let's get started on our makeup. And yeah. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm gonna be doing my face, or I think I might do my eyeshadow first. I'm not sure yet, just because I know these do fall out. The Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes are more like pigments. They're not like creamy eyeshadow. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. primer. This is the, I think, the green tone adjusting one. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that and just kind of smells strong. It doesn't have a smell, but then it does have a smell. I'm gonna put it on my nose and more where I have like my pores are a bit larger. My boyfriend just texted me. And a little bit on my forehead and on my eyes. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is a dewy version. I freaking love this foundation to death. It's one of my favorites. And my other favorite one is L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. Freaking love this foundation. However, it is matte, so I love to use like a very moisturizing, even sometimes sunscreen under it, just because it could be very matte sometimes. So I don't like using this in the winter just because my skin is very matte, and I love using this dewy foundation. So I'm gonna take my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, and I'm in the color Buff Bisque. I'm usually soft beige, that's my color, but sometimes it could be a little too, whatchamacallit, just a little too light for me, and this is perfect. So I'm just gonna put it right here on my eyelids too, everywhere around my face, pretty much. And then on the bottom of my cheeks, I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender. And I always love to start from the bottom and work my way up, just because I always forget to blend it out on my neck. So I always tell myself I have to blend it out from the bottom. So I'm gonna blend it out, drag it down, also onto my ears, and pat it. Alright, so I feel like my makeup and my foundation is all blended nicely on my face. I'm not gonna go too wild out and go heavy on the makeup and the foundation because I want it to be very natural. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Camo concealers. I have light beige, light sand, and medium peach. I'm gonna use medium peach and light beige just because I just like the way it leaves my under eyes. So I'm gonna take the light beige, which is practically the one kind of closer to my skin tone, And I'm gonna do the TikTok hack. Do like that. Put in the inner corner and do like a little strike above. Then I'm gonna take the medium peach and just go lower. Like that. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. Looks like a lot, but we're gonna blend this out right here and also use it for our eyelids. So I'm gonna go back with the Real Techniques Beauty Blender, and I'm going to just tap it like in place and then go along like that, and then just go back and forth. Ever since I found this hack on TikTok, it is so true. Like, it just really lifts up your eye and it's freaking amazing. So do the same thing over here. I'm going to stamp it and just spread out the makeup, and then once it's all spread out, I'm going to drag it along up here. So you guys can see it's like a lift for your eye. And then just blend it out, the harsh lines down here. I also like to put it on my nose, just in case. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so now I am going to contour my face, and for contouring, I like to use my Wet n Wild concealer. I'm going to show you guys how I contour. When I contour my nose, I like to use a brush, and I have this brush right here. It's from Sephora. It's like flat, kind of almond shaped, rounded, and I love to use that one to contour my nose. Now, to contour my cheeks and just like draw the lines, I like to take this nice like oval shaped tapered brush. This is also Sephora. This was like the limited edition, I guess, like holiday package or brush set, I don't know. But anyways, I love this one to contour and to just like smooth out everything. First, I'm going to do my nose, so you guys can see. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I have that much. And then I'm going to take my brush and just collect some of the product, put it on both sides of the brush and on the tip. So when I contour my nose, I like to start from up here and then just drag the line along my bone, and then do the same side on this side. So just feel where your kind of like boned kind of ends and go a little bit over that, just a little bit, and then do the bottom and the sides. So let me show you guys. Alrighty, so now that I have my nose contour, you're just gonna leave that there till it dries and sits. Don't move it, don't blend it out right now. This is how it's going to give you that contour type of kind of like stamp, or it's gonna stay there in place but also be blended out when you put concealer. So now we're gonna move to just contouring my face, and I do the same thing. I put the concealer in the back of my hand. I get my oval brush and I blend it out. What I do now, which I feel like everyone should do, don't suck your cheeks in, right? You need to kind of do this thing where you bite your inside of your cheeks. I don't know what this is called right here, or what muscle or what part it is, but what I like to do is I like to bite this part and then kind of like smile, you know? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so look, let me show you guys. So as you guys can see, how beautiful, like, and perfect the line is. That's why I love doing this trick. Now for my forehead, I just immediately blend it like if I was just blending a contour. I don't like to waste time up here. So my forehead is small, but alrighty, so now I'm just gonna blend this out. I go back with my beauty blender and I just blend as much as I can. Nice. It kind of like leaves it nice and airbrushed. That's what we want. We go on to powder. Before we move on to powder though, and we start baking, but I don't really bake. But anyways, I'm going to do my nose. So I'm not gonna get a concealer. I'm gonna get my foundation, and I'm going to. So I'm gonna get a little bit of my foundation, and you're gonna put it on the sides of your nose and a little bit on your bridge nose. So let me show you guys. Like that. You see that? Okay. Then for the rest of it, you're gonna put it down like that. So as you guys can see, here's the foundation on my nose. Now I'm going to get my beauty blender and just blend the foundation. And all you're gonna do is just tap it and just go up and down. And you see how the line is already gone. And the thing about this is that, let's say if you blend it out way too much and you lost or you lose your contour, you could go back with your brush and do it again, and it won't be too dramatic because there's going to be a little bit of product on the brush. Okay, then I'm going to do my nose. Alright, and then you're just going to push, kind of do a little twirl. And then just on the bottom. I'm gonna go back with my brush again. I'm gonna just make a little kind of define my line again. Ready? That's my contoured nose. So now let's move on to the powder. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my Coty Airspun powder. I'm gonna put on my brush. My beauty blender. And I'm getting a little product, and I'm just going to stamp it underneath my eye. I don't like to bake. I feel like that's a waste of time. I don't know. I feel like it comes out. I feel like you should only bake when you are doing like a photo shoot or anything like that. Like you should not be baking every single day. But I mean, you do you. Everyone has their own preference. So grab a little bit and then just stamp it on your under eye. And honestly, just blend it out until the powder pretty much disappears. And that's pretty much it. Alrighty, y'all, this is my makeup now with the powder and contour and foundation. Alrighty, so now we're gonna do the eyes. So this is what we're gonna be using. So we're going to be using, like I said, the Carli Bybel palette and the HIPDOT Zion palette. I love this palette, also my favorite too. There's just this beautiful color in it. This one is my favorite. It's Virgin. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely amazing and beautiful. Look at that. So yeah, this palette is beautiful. It kind of looks like a Zion, like, you know, a crystal. And you open it up and there's so many colors. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Anyways. So we're going to be using this palette and the Carli Bybel palette. So with a big fluffy brush like this, I'm going to dip my brush into Sandstone from the HIPDOT palette. I'm going to put this all over my lid. then I'm gonna go in with Bear from the Carli Bybel palette. Put it on my eyelid. And then same thing, go back with the Zion palette. Put it on my eyes first. And then go back with so now, for our crease or our transition color, I'm gonna go in with the Zion palette. I'm going to dip it in this eyeshadow called Grounded, and I'm also going to mix it with Marrow, so this little like pink reddish one. Mix it, and then now I'm going to just put it on. Let me bring you guys closer. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm gonna take more. I'm gonna do the other eye now. Alrighty. Alright, cool. So now I'm going to go in with the Carli Bybel palette. And I'm going to, I don't want to use this brush just because I want to keep it clean. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. I'll link everything down below. I'll put everything, all the products that I used down below at the description box. So now I'm going to go in with Steph, which is this nice pretty red color. I'm going to grab a little bit of that. And I'm also going to mix it with the brown that she has, just so we can get a nice deeper burgundy color. Alright, so I created this color down here, so now I'm going to apply the product just on my eyelids. Alrighty, and now you're just going to pretty much blend out everything. So I'm going to take the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender and just blend the heck out of this eyeshadow. Alright y'all, and this is it. You could totally bring it down to your waterline. I don't like to do that just because I feel like it looks, my eyes look, or they just get smaller. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to dip another little brush into Moo and blend it in with Bali. And just put this on my inner corner. And that is it. So a simple, just matte color, red, festive holiday. You could go in and put a little bit of gold, like a little nice, I guess you can say, glare over it. I might as well. So I'm actually gonna go back to Zion palette and get the Virgin color. I just put a little bit, don't want to go too far. I don't like the very big glam. So now I am going to put my lashes on and fix up my makeup. And yeah, at this point I'm just going to time lapse this. Let me play you guys a little bit back and finish my makeup.
Son of a bitch, H
guys, this is the final result. I hope you guys like this quick and easy, very nice and sexy tutorial. I didn't want to make it too glammy, but this is the finished product. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like this video. And yeah, that's about it. Happy holidays, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.